Randy McKee here with Soccer 605. I'm here with Coach Steve Kehm, the head coach at Northern State. Thanks, Coach, for being with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
You know, we've really been trying harder and harder to get a little coverage up there at Northern, and sometimes it seems like the gas tank doesn't have quite enough gas for us to get up there, so we really appreciate you spending this time. So tell us a little bit about the team you're looking at this year.
I think we'll be in pretty good shape. We have 14 returning kids and 9 new kids. 2 are transfers and 7 freshmen. So we'll, we get started on Monday, so we'll see how it goes.
You know, you got at least one new entry into the conference just down the highway at USF. Do you think you're going to probably develop some pretty good friendly rivalries with them?
Yeah, USF and Minot actually, and we know McConnon does a great job at USF, as does Jason at Minot, so it's exciting. We have this 16-team league now, and 15 league games, 3 out of league games, and it's going to be a quick, fast season, but it should be enjoyable.
So you're probably starting with a couple games out of conference, just kind of exhibition-style games, or at least I hate to call them friendlies because they never are friendly, but you're starting out of conference early, aren't you?
Yeah, the first 2 games we have, we're going to go out to Billings and play Colorado School of Mines and then Montana State University Billings. We'll come home after that, play Jamestown, and then it's league play. You're only allowed 18 games now in D2, and 15 are tied up in the NSIC.
So who do you think in your conference are going to be some of the teams to really watch?
Well, I think it'll be more of what I guess I shouldn't say more of the same, but the usual people on the top are usually Winona, Mankato, and Duluth. And from there, I mean, anybody can come up, anybody can come down, but if I had to choose 3 teams that are perennially on the top, it's those 3.
It looks to me like, you know, the kids keep getting better as they come out of club and come out of high school, and it looks to me like we're seeing more and more and more parity just as time goes by.
Yeah, I believe that 100%, and I think the best example of that would even be the team you're working with there. I mean, you guys are able to go out and compete at the MRL level and compete at the regional level, and we've had some teams from South Dakota do very well at the club level and the region level. So the talent's here, the talent's everywhere. It's it's really even the game out.
It must be hard though with all the talent that you're surrounded by, and out of North Dakota into Minnesota. It must be hard for a lot of these South Dakota players to step up to that level and play at that level with those players. Yeah,
I think it is, but there's a learning curve. I mean, if you look behind us here, we're about to watch South Dakota State play Nebraska. And there are some players from South Dakota out there playing for the Jackrabbits. They're going to be just fine at this level, and that's Nebraska's a powerhouse, and South Dakota State's a great program as well. And it's nice to see the South Dakota kids doing well.
Yeah, it really is, and it's like they were saying, it doesn't really matter what we look like right now. We're thinking about October and November.
Yeah, absolutely. This is absolutely unimportant. I mean, you want to play your best soccer at the end of the year, and in particular in the tournament if you're fortunate enough to make that.
So what's the makeup of your team going to look like this year? You got a lot of upperclassmen, or are you pretty young?
It's pretty balanced. We have 4 seniors, 5 juniors, 4 sophomores, and then some freshmen. So, yeah, it's pretty balanced. It's going to do well.
Who are some of the players that you're going to be really counting on throughout the season to anchor the team down?
Well, I think a couple of our seniors will be important. Rachel Goslinga is someone who is a goal scorer for us, and then Renee Giddings, another senior for us, is strong in the back. And then, we'll just balance it out with everybody, but I guess we're going to look to those 2 to kind of lead the way.
The soccer game, especially at the college level, seems to me it's just as much about who can run for 90 minutes as about anything else.
Yeah, I think it's about fitness, and that shows so much in the early part of the season, and it shows in the late, but in particular in the early part of the season, if you want to play like a high-pressure pressing type of system and it's 95 degrees and humid, you're going to have a pretty deep fitness base, because some of the viewers that are listening to this may not be aware of the substitution rules in college, but you can't shuttle kids in and out, so when it's hot and humid like that, you have to have a pretty deep fitness base.
Yeah, I know at a lot of colleges, the players will stick around through the summer and play, and I imagine most of your players were pretty active through the summer.
Yeah, a lot of them do their thing at home. A few stay around, but they have to stay with it. And, an incoming freshman may not understand, but if you're a sophomore and you played 1 year, you better come back fit. And I think any college coach would tell you, if you're trying to use fall camp to get yourself fit, you're in trouble. You need to come in with a pretty deep base and be ready to start training.
Yeah, some even say you better come in crazy fit, and that's still not going to be fit enough for Coach, right?
Yeah, that's correct. That's what they say.
Well, Coach, thanks very much for hanging out with us a little bit this afternoon. So your season starts here pretty quick, and where do you start and who against again?
Well, we start out with some exhibitions against Jamestown. And then we also have another exhibition against Dakota Wesleyan, and then we'll begin the season out there in Montana with Colorado School of Mines and MSUB.
Okay, well, we sure look forward to seeing Northern State, and especially if we can get somewhere where we can get a bunch of soccer covered on one day and try to get a little more coverage for your school, because that's another program that we think we ought to be proud of.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. We'll look forward to having you up in Aberdeen.